In 1947, Andy Dufresne, a wealthy Portland banker, is sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms for the brutal murders of his wife and her lover. Arriving at Shawshank State Prison, he's thrust into a world of violence, corruption, and cruelty. The prison is controlled by gangs, led by the brutal Sisters, and their leader Boggs Diamond subjects Andy to relentless abuse. However, Andy soon befriends Ellis Boyd "Red" Redding, a life-sentenced inmate with a reputation for smuggling contraband, including a rock hammer and a poster of Rita Hayworth. As Andy adjusts to his new horrific reality, he remains a target for the Sisters' violent advances. But things take a drastic turn in 1949 when Andy overhears Captain Byron Hadley, the sadistic head guard, complaining about taxes on a large inheritance. Using his financial expertise, Andy offers to help Hadley hide the money, a deal that changes everything. After a brutal beating by the Sisters, Hadley retaliates, crippling Boggs and ensuring Andy is no longer harassed. This marks the beginning of a tense but crucial relationship between Andy and the corrupt prison officials. Andy is soon reassigned to the prison's decaying library, where he meets Brooks Hatlin, a longtime inmate nearing parole. Though Andy's task seems like an afterthought, it becomes his platform to change the prison from within. Andy's persistence pays off years later when the legislature finally sends a donation to the library, accompanied by a record of the marriage of Figaro. Andy plays the aria over the prison loudspeakers, experiencing a rare moment of freedom before he is swiftly punished with solitary confinement. In this moment of despair, Andy shares his philosophy with Red. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane, but it's also the thing that keeps us alive. As time passes, Warden Samuel Norton exploits prison labor for personal gain, using inmates for public works projects, lining his pockets with bribes. Andy continues his money laundering scheme under the alias Randall Stevens, making him more valuable to the warden, yet more trapped by the system. But in 1965, a new inmate, Tommy Williams, arrives and soon befriends Andy and Red. Tommy reveals shocking news. His former cellmate confessed to the murders Andy was convicted of. Hope surges in Andy's heart. Finally, the truth is within reach. But when he presents this information to Norton, the warden coldly dismisses it. His response is devastating. Tommy is murdered in cold blood, framed as a failed escape attempt. Andy is sent to solitary confinement as a warning to keep his silence, his dreams of freedom slipping further away. 2 months later, Andy is released from solitary, disheveled and beaten down, yet resolute. He shares a dangerous dream with Red, one of escaping Shawshank forever, starting anew in Zihuatanejo, a coastal town in Mexico. He asks Red to promise that, if he's ever released, Red will go to Buxton and dig up a package Andy has buried there, though Red is fearful of Andy's fate. Has the years of imprisonment finally broken him? The morning after, the unthinkable happens. Andy's cell is empty. The only clue, a giant hole behind a poster of Rita Hayworth. It's then the true scale of Andy's genius is revealed. Over 19 years, Andy has painstakingly dug a tunnel with his rock hammer, escaping through the prison's sewage system and vanishing into the night. With the tunnel complete, Andy also takes Norton's suit, shoes, and a crucial ledger containing evidence of the prison's money laundering operation. Before vanishing into the wind, Andy withdraws over $370,000 of the laundered money from various banks, using the Randall Stevens identity, then sends the ledger to a local newspaper, exposing Shawshank's corruption to the world. The authorities swoop in. Hadley is arrested and Norton, facing exposure, takes his own life, unable to escape the consequences of his greed. But for Andy, the journey isn't over. Red is paroled in 1967 after serving 40 years, but the outside world feels like a prison in itself. Struggling to adapt, Red remembers his promise to Andy and travels to Buxton. There, buried under a tree, he finds a cache containing money, a letter, and the invitation to join Andy in Zihuatanejo. Overcome with emotion, Red realizes that Andy's hope wasn't a fantasy, it was a reality. Red breaks his parole, crossing the border into Mexico, where he finds Andy living his dream on a sun-kissed beach, free and at peace. In a powerful reunion, the two men embrace. Old friends reunited after years of separation, the prison walls shattered by the unyielding strength of hope and friendship. This is the story of Andy Dufresne, a man who never gave up, who escaped the unescapable, and of Ellis Red Redding, the man who learned that it's not just the body that can be imprisoned, but the soul. Freedom, they discovered, was always within reach, if you only had the courage to fight for it. This is a battle for freedom, a journey of survival, and a testament to hope. Don't miss out on one of the most powerful stories of redemption and escape.